Good morning, class of 2017, and welcome to Derping 101. My name is Mr. Dog, and I will be your teacher for this particular course. Mr. Jeffries, you think that I don't see you in the back, but I see you. And if you throw that paper airplane, I'ma shove this chalk right up the crack of your ass! Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the interwebs. This is ReNDoG coming at you in another episode of Modern Minecraft from the FoolCraft 2 server. How's everybody doing out there today? Hope you're doing good. Hey zombie, what's up, dude? What is that on your head? Is that a hat? That's kind of cool. And you've also got something weird on your head? I'll take that hat. What is that on your head? Do I have that hat already? It seems so. Get gibbed, you freaking freak. Anyway, intro interrupted by the undead. What's new? Hi there. What's happening? Get freaking eviscerated. Guys, welcome back. We're playing FoolCraft 2 today, which is very exciting. It's nice and early in the morning. I'm ready for some modern Minecraft. Today, my friends, we are going to be starting a brand new project. It is going to be freaking sweet. You guys know what's going on around here, right? This is the steak and chips factory that we created a few episodes ago. It's currently not working. It's been deplugged. It's been sort of de-rigged. I've borrowed stuff from it. I've taken out wires. It's basically not functioning anymore. We're not creating freaking steak and chips anymore, and today I want to change that, guys. We're going to be moving our steak and chip factory to the new underwater base known as Bikini Bottom. And it's going to be sweet. Last episode, we made this giant freaking awesome Iskallium power plant. Looking sweet. We also used some chisel and bits to make this really cool grill thingy over here. And we're going to be kicking things off today with a little bit of chisel and bits action too. And I was thinking that we could probably put our food farm in this position over here, right? We're going to need quite a lot of space for this. There's already something cooking over here. It looks like an inferium factory of some kind. That's fine. Probably Stress has been working on that, I think. But yeah, I want to make a food farm over here. I think we even might have said, yeah, this is food production. It's going to be food production over here for Bikini Bottom. So here's going to be the plan, my friends, to create fish and chips. Fish and chips, steak and chips. Let's just have a look at the recipe again, just to refresh ourselves. We actually need quite a few things. We need the skillet, we need some raw beef, and we need some fries. To make the fries, we need a potato, some salt, and bakeware. So we've got quite a few components that we've got going on in this particular recipe, and that means we're going to be able to create a really intricate factory. It's going to be awesome, okay? There's going to be like 4 or 5 parts to this factory, which is going to be awesome. We're going to have a section that is going to be processing the meat, a section that is going to be processing the fries, a section that's going to be processing the salt, and a section that is going to be combining them all together. As we are going to be producing meat, of course, we're going to be getting a lot of XP from this, so we're going to need to figure out a way to gather all of that XP. And as we are going to be using some bone meal to make the potatoes, there are also going to be some junk items coming out of that section of the factory. So this is going to have to be an environmentally friendly factory. Bikini Bottom is an environmentally friendly city. So we got to make sure that any waste we produce gets recycled in a timely fashion, right? That's the plan anyway. Sit back and relax, guys. Hope you got something tasty to snack, got something crunchy to sip on, baby. Let's play some modern Minecraft. Now, I had a really cool idea this morning when I woke up. I kind of had an epiphany. Because this factory is going to involve so many different bits and pieces, right? There's going to be lots of components to this factory. I think we should be a little bit smart about this. I think we should do a little bit of planning before we actually do any building. I know that sounds crazy, right? Who are you and what have you done with ReNDoG? That's what I hear some of you guys out there saying. Well, today we're going to start off with some planning, and we're going to be doing it in Minecraft using some chisel and bits. This is actually the wrong freaking block that I wanted to use over here. We're going to create a blackboard. That's the plan. We're going to make a sweet blackboard. Can I get some, no, these are all iron blocks. Can I get some chisel blocks? There we go. We're going to make a blackboard. We're going to make a blueprint that is going to show us exactly how this factory is supposed to be designed. This is also freaking iron. I'm an idiot. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. That's the block I was looking for, guys. It's a beautiful factory block. The brain hasn't quite woken up yet. You know when you turn on your computer and it's got to do some updates, some Windows updates? That's what's going on in the ReNDoG brain right now. Anyway, let's set up ourselves like a little panel over here. This is looking beautiful. Perfect. This is going to become the blueprint for our steak and chips factory version 2.0. And I want to use some chisel for this. I think that's going to be super fun, or some chisel and bits anyway. And I've got a few colors and stuff in my inventory here that we can make. Inventory's already getting filled up with a whole bunch of nonsense, but what's new, right? Frickin' modded Minecraft. But yeah, I've got some bone meal, some lapis, some rose red, some dandelion, and some black here in my inventory with some cobblestone, so we can make some interesting colors over here. I want to make something that literally looks like a blueprint, right? So I reckon we make like an azure block that kind of looks like the color of a blueprint, and then maybe like a darker variation of that that's going to go on the outskirts of the blueprint. Then we probably need like a white block, like a really nice clean white block, which is going to be that one. And I want a couple of other blocks too. Let's go with this really nice, I want to, yeah, here we go, a nice yellow. That looks pretty sweet. And maybe like a nice red too. Maybe a red that isn't so bright though. So maybe like that red. Which is more like orange, but that's okay, actually. Okay, I know it's not making any sense. Bear with me, my friends. Things are about to get interesting. I've needed to make more of these azure blocks, I think. Which one is that? 784, which is over here. Yep, so let's just make a couple of those, I think. We're going to have to chisel these. And let's start setting up a little bit of a blueprint action. I've got my chisel bit bags in my inventory, so we should be able to collect up all of these things. And let's just change this to draw region so that we can suck up all of these pixels. That's the wrong button. There we go. Beautiful. Pixels have been created. And now we can start creating our blueprint 1 pixel at a time. I'm kidding, guys. We're going to do this the easy way, okay? Draw region. And let's go from like over here. Okay, let's go from over there. I think maybe 1 pixel down like this. And let's go all the way down to... What? We can only do this much. We can only do this much. Do I need to make more of these azure blue blocks? I think I do. Does that kind of look like the color of a blueprint? That does look a little bit like the color of a blueprint, right? Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Now check this out. What we'll do is we'll take some of this darker azure and we'll use this as the boundary for our blueprint, right? So let's suck up those pixels and let's have a look at what this is going to look like. I just want like maybe 2 pixels wide. Yeah, that actually looks really, really sweet. I like that. And let's do the same for the top of this. It's a little bit finicky, chiseling bits, especially when you can't actually place the bits because you're a freaking idiot. There we go. Let's get back up here and get these darker ones down. Oh, you freaking idiot. Cyberdogs, it seems like we have once again arrived at that moment in a ReNDoG video where I have to apologize for being a derp. I couldn't put you guys through another second of that, man. That was freaking painful. Making a 1 thick layer of pixels like it's the first time I've ever used chisel and bits. Oh, guys, I tell you what, man. It's the lack of coffee in the butt. Give me 1 second. Here we go. All right, brain is engaged. I've made a blueprint. I've made a couple more bits over here, white, yellow, and red. And I want to start designing our steak and chips factory on this blueprint so we'll know exactly what to do out here and basically be a little bit more efficient, right? Also, I think this is just going to be fun. So let's see what we can do. Let's start all the way on this side of the blueprint. And I guess we'll just do it as if we were drawing on a piece of paper. Ignore that. That never happened. This is going to be the output, I suppose. Shall we say this is the... Okay, this is the final food production over here, okay? And let's mark this with an F, okay? Actually, let's mark this... Yeah, okay, fine. We'll do it with an F, okay? So, food. That's got to be the final output. Now we got to make that food. This food, of course, is going to be steak and chips, right? But for this purpose, we're just going to be using F as the code word for this. Now, I'm going to be using yellow blocks, I think, to represent the input lines or something, like the transport pipes, I guess. So this is going to be the final transport pipe that's going to be coming into the food output. This will be where we will collect our food from. Now, we're going to need a couple of different factories to make this happen. Let's head over to this side of the blueprint and let's create for ourselves a brand new little factory over here. Let's try and make this like as symmetrical as possible, right? Let's make like a nice big square like this. This is going to be where we generate meat, right? This is where we're going to get the beef from the factory. So, so I guess we'll name this B for beef. Yeah. Can we make a B in the chisel and the bits? We could try. Does that look like a B? That doesn't look like a B, but it'll do for now. That's where we're going to be making the beef. Okay. Then we need another one, of course, which is going to be making potatoes. And up here we will make, potatoes. Right? So this is going to be P for potatoes, like so. Okay, so beef, potatoes, and these are going to be like sections of the factory, right? These are going to be different modules in the factory because each of these are going to require different things. Like the beef factory is going to need a spawner that's going to kill the beef or kill the cows to get the beef. Then that beef is going to have to be transported out of the factory, but then there's also going to have to be a junk status thing over here, right? So let's go with like a red line, and this is going to have to suck out leather, XP, and inferium, right? So this is going to have to be a sort of recycler over here of some kind. Is this like a recycling unit of some kind? Yeah, that's going to be J for junk, right? J for junk, like so. J for junk. And you know what, guys? I'm going to do this off camera. This is really painful. Good morning, class of 2017, and welcome to Derping 101. My name is Mr. Dog, and I will be your teacher for this particular course. Mr. Jeffries, you think that I don't see you in the back, but I see you. And if you throw that paper airplane, I'ma shove this chalk right up the crack of your ass! Well, that took much longer than it should have, my friends, but I have finally laid down the blueprint for our brand new steak and chip factory that we're going to be building here in Bikini Bottom. I kinda need a name though. Do you guys want to help me out with this one? If we can find a really cool name for a steak and chips fast food joint, that would be amazing. I'll definitely name the place after you if you come up with a cool name. Hit me up in the comments, okay? But let me try explain to you guys what's going on over here. As you can see on this blueprint, we have got a couple of different colors as well as a whole bunch of letters. We'll get into the letters in a moment. Let me go through the colors first. The yellow lines are the ones that most excite me. These yellow lines are representing conveyor belts, right? So what I'd like to do in this factory is have conveyor belts running through the whole place, moving the produce that we require to make steak and chips. So for example, we could have our potato factory over here, right? And I want a conveyor belt that's going to shift those potatoes all the way over to the fries factory, which might be over here, and we'll actually see those potatoes moving through the factory on a conveyor belt, which is going to be awesome. The same will go for the cows, right? So say we are spawning cows over here, we'll see those cows shift along a conveyor belt into a slaughterhouse area where they will be turned into beef, and then the beef will get moved along a conveyor belt into some other production facility somewhere. So that's the plan. Going to be so freaking awesome, man. So these yellow lines represent conveyor belts. The red lines represent item conduits, or item tubes, I guess, that we won't be seeing any items moving through. The T's represent recycling or trash cans, where we're going to be getting rid of excess items. And the idea is we're going to have these big things over here are the production facilities. These are going to be the production houses. And all the way at the end here for F, we've got food. This is where the steak and chips are going to arrive. So let's start on this side of the blueprint. We got potato production over here. So we're going to have a potato farm that is going to be fueled by bone meal. So we're going to have a skeleton spawner that is going to be generating bone meal, right? The bone meal is going to be going via a conveyor belt into the potato farm, and all of the excess stuff from the skeleton farm is going to get trashed. Those potatoes are then going to be moved into the fry factory, which is going to be receiving salt from a little salt production factory via a conveyor belt. Those fries are then going to head into the steak and chips production unit over here, which is going to be producing the steak and chips and conveyor belting them off into the final area where we can come and collect the food. On this side, we've got the cow spawner. So this module is going to be spawning cows. Those cows are going to go along a conveyor belt into the beef production module. The beef production module is going to kill the cows and send that beef into the steak and chips module, which is going to be producing the steak and chips. And of course, we are going to have another trash can over here dealing with the leather and the inferium coming out of the beef production module. So that's the blueprint for the factory, guys. I hope it makes sense. I think that looks absolutely awesome. Well, this is already starting to look a little bit like a fast food establishment that would fail every single health and safety regulation on planet Earth. It's super rusty. There's already a dead horse in it. Oh my goodness. I'm working on the cow spawner over here, guys, trying to come up with a sweet block palette. I kind of like what's going on over here, actually. I like that we're keeping in line with the Bikini Bottom power plant. And the more that I think about it, the more that I would actually like to make this steak and chips factory kind of gross inside, right? Like maybe the shop itself could be cool, but the actual factory of it is going to be kind of nasty. I've been working on a little bit of a wall here for a tank in which cows are going to spawn. Going to use this positive chisel design to copy this sort of half slab that I made. And yeah, it makes things super easy, man. Check it out. All we need to do is go to placement. Then we can very easily just do some of this jazz. I don't actually think we can we use the wand for this? I'm not entirely sure. And when you run out of the pixels like this, right, then you just place the full blocks, and then you can go back to your positive chisel design and replace them. And then that'll suck up the pixels as well as turn those blocks into the pattern that you made. And then we can go back to placement, to place more of those blocks, right? So we can finish off this wall. I'm kind of curious to see, though, will the unbreakable wand work with the chiseled blocks? No, they don't. Okay, that would make life a lot easier, but we're going to have to do this one block at a time. Anyway, I want to get a few cows spawning in here and figure out some sort of a way to conveyor belt them out of here into the next step of the process. So if we have a look at our blueprint, the cows are going to go into the beef production module. So we need to get the cows into a slaughterhouse somewhere. I guess the slaughterhouse will be next to this, so maybe we'll make this thing the slaughterhouse over here. So I've made a few of these slow conveyors over here, which are pretty cool and pretty easy to make. Check it out. All we need to do is have some tracks made out of black leather, which is made out of leather and some ink. And then we also need to make these iron rollers, which are just made of iron ingots. So those are super cheap. And I suppose we probably want to bring everything up one more level over here, although I've completely run out of blocks over here, which is unfortunate. Inventory Management 101. It's kind of difficult in modded Minecraft. I think we should probably get the cows coming out of one more level, right? So why don't we raise the tank by one block like this, and then we will have some sort of a conveyor belt that comes out like this, right? Just going to use these blocks for now. We obviously will make them look a lot better. But if we get our conveyor belts down, or try to anyway, that's going to push it that direction. So we're going to push the cows in this direction like this, right? And obviously we're going to need to keep them in this track. So I guess we probably want to use some glass for that. I think we've got some quite clear glass in here. Yeah, we got loads of that jazz. So why don't we get some of this quite clear glass, and maybe what we can do is make like a really cool looking platform over here. That's going to be, well, I guess not really a platform, more like a track, I suppose, for the cows. They're going to be traveling along this thing. Let's get some quite clear glass here too, to keep those cows trapped in there, right? So there we go, beautiful. I think cows are 2 blocks high or 1.5 blocks high, right? So we need to make sure that they've got enough space to actually move. Yep, I went there. Anyway, that's looking pretty good. So what we could do now, of course, is just make this conveyor belt collect all of the cows. So we'll have the conveyor belts facing like this, and then I suppose we'll have the conveyor belts pushing into the central track. And I guess at some point we're going to have to install the spawner. And I would also like to... Oh man, I've just had a sweet idea. Check this out, guys. So if this is where the cows are going to be spawning, they're going to land here, they're going to get pushed into the central track, and then they're going to get shoved all the way into the the beef processing module. But what happens if we had like a central like control platform or something around here somewhere, right? So check this out. What happens if we had like a control room in the factory that was, say, like in the very, very center of the factory up here, right? So this would be a really cool spot for it. And in here, we could have a bunch of buttons and levers and stuff. And a lever will turn on that module. A lever will turn on the salt production module. It'll turn on the French fries module. It'll turn on all of the different modules here in the factory. And that way, whoever is working in the factory that day would need to come into the controller, flick all the levers like you would in an actual factory to get everything pumping. And that could actually be really, really cool. I really like that idea. Now, let's get a couple of cows spawning over here. I've got the cow spawner back from the old base, and I have a dimensional transceiver over here. And yes, I said it correctly for the first time ever. And it's going to be pretty easy. I mean, all we're going to do here, guys, is spawn cows, right? So all we need to do, I suppose, is find a spot for where the spawner is going to go. I guess it's going to need to go smack bang in the middle of the tank. So we probably want to put the transceiver over here, put the spawner up in here like that. Make sure this transceiver is getting power from the Team Serious network. And that should, in theory, start spawning the cows. Yes, there they go. Let's just make sure it's actually working. Let's just turn this off for now. Yeah, that's working perfectly. Look at them going off toward their death. Beautiful. So this is actually a really simple little part of the factory over here. A cow, dude, you need to get out of here, man. Sorry about that. Frickin' Peter's going to get up on this video like nobody's business. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the tank done, I guess. Nice and simple. I want to work a little bit more on the design. And then next up, I suppose, we'll work on the actual cow processing unit. I mean, there's going to be a lot of modules that we're going to need to produce here. And we're going to have to do a little bit of clever stuff too here, right? I mean, if we want to be able to turn the spawner on and off, we're going to have to set up some sort of a switch that's going to be turned on from the control room. And maybe there's like a wireless switch that we can use. Do you guys know if there's anything that we could do wirelessly, or we're going to have to run a redstone cable or something through this factory to get that done? Either way, it's going to be absolutely freaking awesome. I'm super pumped about this project, guys. I'm going to probably spend another hour or so working on this off camera, but unfortunately for now, we have run out of time in today's episode. I've spent a lot of time on that silly freaking blueprint, and I want to make sure that I get this video out for you guys. Usually when I play FoolCraft, I end up playing for about 10 hours, and then I don't get to make the videos fast enough for you guys, and it upsets me. I want you guys to enjoy the FoolCraft as much as I am. So tell you what, guys, I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to continue working on the cow beef production side of the new steak and chips factory, and next time we come together, there'll be a lot more to look at here, and we'll start working on some of the more modules, or some more of these modules in the factory. But yeah, guys, hope you have enjoyed the episode. If you have, hit the freaking like button. If you haven't, that's okay. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, or I'm gonna kill this cow with needle. You know what? I'm gonna kill him anyway. Get wrecked, cow. Guys, we'll smell you all in the next episode. ReNDoG signing out.